He's not the focal point. Look, I said he's got the talent of Von Miller. He's not the focal point of this Vikings defense like Von Miller is for the Denver Broncos, okay? If you want to compare it to like the NBA type of standards, Von Miller on the Broncos is basically like LeBron James on the Cavs. Now, the difference is the supporting cast around Von Miller on Denver is really, really good. But Von Miller is what makes that defense go, okay? There's no question about that. Anthony Barr, he's talented. There's nothing taken away from that. But he's not the focal point on this defense. The Vikings defense is the equivalent of like the Boston Celtics or the Golden State Warriors. There's no one focal point of this defense where it's like, oh man, he makes this whole thing go. No, it's a collective unit. You have to buy into the system. And even still, when Anthony Barr, he started off the first season last year great. He started off the first half of the last year great, and then the second half, he fell apart and he disappeared again, much to the tune of like Andrew Wiggins, okay? And so if you're going to do that and you're talking about you're looking for a big deal, because ever since your rookie year, he hasn't gotten necessarily worse as far as talent, but as far as, hey man, where are you? Can you do something, please? I would trade this dude so fast. So anyway, looking at that, if the Vikings are going to sign this dude to a lucrative deal, if they're going to give them the deal that he wants, I think they're making a huge mistake. Again, effort levels, not the focal point of this defense. And then not only that, priorities, the rest of the free agency priorities that you have heading into next offseason, Anthony Barr is at the bottom of the totem pole. Stephon Diggs is way more important. Trey Waynes, for everyone that likes to clown on him, he's way more important. And for everyone that's saying, well, Mike Hughes, he'll be the next replacement of Trey Waynes, okay, maybe that's the case. We still got questions on the nickel spot. We still got questions. Who's going to play nickel? Mackenzie Alexander? Are you trusting him? You might as well keep Trey Waynes, who's been very reliable and very underappreciated, and Mike Hughes. Why not keep him and with Xavier Rhodes? Keep all three. Trey Waynes is above the total poll compared to Anthony Barr. And then Danielle Hunter, I think that's the only question mark. Whereas, look, after this season, because last year he didn't really do all that great, but again, that was his first year as a starter. So let's see how he does this year, his second year as a starter, and then move forward. I think the Vikings would be smart. I think they'd be wise to start contract negotiations with Danielle Hunter after this season, after this upcoming 2018 season. That way you can decide, okay, is he going to take a step up? Like, was it, kind of like getting the feel of things, maybe seeing a few double teams, and now you figured it out? Or, oh, maybe this is the trend, and then maybe Anthony Barr will move up ahead of Danielle Hunter. But again, I would trade Anthony Barr real quick. And I compare this situation as far as contract situations go with Anthony Barr. Let's say they end up giving Anthony Barr that long-term lucrative deal that he's looking for. I would compare that to Blair Walsh. And look, I'm not here to bash Blair Walsh. I'm making a conscious effort to not bash this dude, okay? I'm not here to do that. But I'm being dead serious when I say this. Blair Walsh, okay? Blair Walsh, his first 3 years, his first rookie year, he was great. He was fantastic. He made 92% of his field goals and all of his extra points. Then the second year, 2013, he took a little bit of a drop, 87% of his field goals, and he missed an extra point. Then his third year, 2014, he took a huge drop. He made 74% of his field goals. Okay, he made all of his extra points. But how do you go from 92%, 87% to 74% of your field goals made? Really? Look, I said this at the time. Look, that after the end of that third year, 2014, actually, no, even the second year, I was like, I don't know about this dude. We'll have to see. But especially in 2014, after that year was over, I said, look, there's something mental with this dude. As far as, look, when Blair Walsh misses a kick, it's game over. The rest of the game, you might as well forget it. He's lost for the rest of the day. Okay, that's why I like Kai Forbath so much. And I know we'll talk about Kai Forbath in the kicking competition he's having with Daniel Carson. But the thing with Kai Forbath is if he misses a kick, he can put it behind him and take a new kick on like as if nothing happened, okay? Blair Walsh, if he misses a kick, it's game over. He's done for the rest of the game, maybe even the rest of the season, okay? Now, after that third year, once he hit 74% of his field goals, the Minnesota Vikings then signed Blair Walsh to a 4-year extension of $14 million, $5.5 million guaranteed, okay? And that deal at the time made Blair Walsh one of the top 5 highest paid kickers in the NFL. Are you serious right now? So again, Blair Walsh got progressively, or I don't even know if the word is progressively, each year he got worse and worse and worse. And what happened, I don't know if it's because Rick Spielman, you selected Blair Walsh, and damn it, we're going to stick with him, and you believe. And again, that's what Rick Spielman loves to do. He likes to stick with his picks to the bitter end. And I don't know if that's the case with Anthony Barr, because again, after each year, he hasn't gotten worse talent-wise, but as far as effort-wise, as far as what you're looking, I don't know what I'm going to expect for Anthony Barr on a game-to-game basis. Do you? I sure as hell don't. Eric Hendricks, I do. Harrison Smith, I do. Xavier Rhodes, I do. Okay? So don't talk to me about, oh, this dude, Anthony Barr, he deserves everything. I just don't understand it. He hasn't gotten better since his rookie year. I don't see it. Basically, the comparison with Blair Walsh and Anthony Barr, they've gotten worse throughout all the years that they've been here. But as far as if you give them that long-term deal that they're looking for, making them highly paid and all that stuff, that means you're banking on a bounce-back performance. You don't do that. You don't look at past performance as far as, oh, what he used to do. You're looking at the trends, the patterns right now. And the patterns right now is that Anthony Barr just isn't as valuable as everyone loves to make him out to be.